they actually contacted my father with the allegations, and they informed my father that I was under investigation for sexual abuse, and that my parents were under investigation for neglect due to the sexual abuse. Uh, and they didn't inform me. They didn't call me. I mean, at the time, I was 21 years old. They never reached out to me to tell me I was under investigation. They gave that information to my parents, and I actually never, to this day, received a phone call or was ever in contact with DCF, even throughout the entire investigation. I mean, when I found out, I was shocked. I mean, I didn't really know what to think, because it was never in a million years something I ever thought that I would, be accused of. I was just a college student going about his day. I thought I lived a rather normal life. So when, I was found out that I was under investigation for something like sexual abuse, I was, my jaw dropped. I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't process it. Like it put my entire life just like stopped. I didn't know what to do. It just the weight and impact of these allegations. I mean, it sent like a shockwave through my life, because, I was in college full time. I had great scholarships. I was studying forensics. I was doing good things. I wanted to work for the federal government. I had a girlfriend of many years, and our relationship ended. I mean, the stress this sent through. I mean, like, I wasn't sleeping for days and days. I would lose 10 pounds. I would gain 20 pounds. I couldn't eat. I was just decaying. Like, my mind was just, I couldn't fathom just the depression, the weight that sent through my life. I dropped out of school. I lost all my scholarships. Like, it sent like a really heavy, it was like an anchor. Like, my life went on hold. I couldn't do anything. I had no energy to get out of bed. I was just so depressed and like struck, because it felt like my entire life was ruined over just this allegation that, I never saw coming in a million years. So, like, I mean, now, thankfully, now that this case, the case is over, we've won thanks to Attorney Seaver, and just like, it was a long year, but I'm starting to get back on my feet. I'm going back to school in the fall. I'm rebuilding the life that it took my life away for a year. I reached out, me and my parents, and we hired an attorney we had found online. We had spoken to him over the phone. Pretty much all he said to me was, be ready to get arrested. He didn't give me any confidence. He didn't say, we're going to beat this. He didn't say, we're going to work this out. We're going to get evidence. So he basically said that he would do his best, but if the cops showed up, don't resist. And I mean, he avoided us for months. I mean, up until the case ended up getting supported, the allegations against me and the allegations against my parents also got supported. He basically took our money and just disappeared and said, be ready to get arrested. It was like he robbed us. And around this time is when my mother had actually been recommended Attorney Seaver. And she had reached out to him over the phone, and he immediately, Attorney Seaver said, come in the next day, and I want to meet with you. And my mother had actually talked with him on the phone for a while. He didn't charge her anything. And in just that short phone call he had with her on the phone, I think I got more answers, more like just hope than I got with my first attorney, who I had paid a lot of money for, that had just ghosted me for months. So the next day we actually all come in, my family, my father, my mother, my younger sister, and my older brother actually all came in to meet with Attorney Seaver. And I think immediately I knew that it was going to be okay, because, right off the bat, he cut right to the chase. He wasn't avoiding the questions like my first attorney. He wanted to make a game plan. He came to me and he said, this is what we're going to do. This is who we're going to talk to. This is who you're going to talk to. This is what I need you to do. This is what I'm going to do. And this is how we're going to handle it. And in just that short conversation, I felt like we had won. It was worth everything to just meet with him. And I knew that, there was hope. And I remember we all walked out of Attorney Seaver's office that day. We were all sitting in my car with my family, and we all said the same thing. We said, we like this guy. He's got this. We think we got this. And we hired him immediately. We hired Attorney Seaver. And I don't think I would ever, my only regret in this entire case is that I hired the first attorney and that I didn't just go to Attorney Seaver right away. Because I think we could have got this over with much quicker if we just started with him from the beginning. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give Attorney Seaver just a perfect score. He's a 10 out of 10 any day of the week. I don't think there's another lawyer or attorney I would ever want on my side in a DCF case. It's foolish to choose anyone else. This is his specialty. This is what he does. And if anyone ever needed a DCF attorney, even a DCF worker, I would say, you got to talk to Attorney Seaver. You got to go through Attorney Seaver. I needed something. He gave me confidence. He gave me hope in talking to me, treating me like a person. He made me feel human again. He treated me good. He gave me hope. He gave me wisdom. That some of the wisdom he gave me, I will apply to the rest of my life. It doesn't even have to do with the case. He was just, there's no one like Attorney Seaver. You know, for anyone who's ever in the situation like I was, where you just feel victimized, like you feel wrongfully accused, you're put in this situation, you got to keep your head up. You know, it's so easy to just like fall into the darkness. And I was guilty of that too for a while. You know, I gave up. You know, I didn't want to go outside. You know, I was in a very bad place, but you got to keep your head up. But when I met Attorney Seaver, you know, he treated me like a person. He showed me that there are good people out there. And because of that, like, it inspired me that I want to pursue a career in law, because I want to be that person for someone else. Because when I was just so down, there was no one for me. And then I met Attorney Seaver, and he showed me like, hey, you know, this isn't your fault. You know, he helped me up. He helped me walk again. He helped me move. And because of that, I want to be that person for someone else. I want to continue the message that there are helpful people out in this world, and that sometimes you're just in a bad situation, and that sometimes there'll be someone there to help pick you up and keep you going.